Hey everyone, Fab here, and today I'm gonna teach you some basics of Python. Alright, and for that we need to install Python first. So open up a browser and search Python, and we got this website called python.org, which is their official website, and go to the downloads page and download the Python. Yeah, I'm just gonna download it and show you how the installation works, but like I'm not gonna really install it. I'm just gonna show you the steps. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this customize install, but like you will have this first button called install blah blah blah, and you will click on that, but I already have it installed, so I'm just gonna click on this customize install. And here are some things you need to make sure. Okay, now the first one is like you need to make sure the pip and this tcl-tk thing is alright. Also you need this, and yeah, I don't know about the rest, but I guess it's a good idea to have this and this. And then just click next. And now something you really need to be aware of, like you need to really make sure this is this option is like marked checked, because if not it's gonna cause a lot of issues. Like you won't be able to use Python if this option is not enabled, and if it's not, then you have to like either reinstall it or like go do it the hard way and like add this thing into the path, which is a bit hard. So yeah, and after that you can just click install, but I'm not gonna, because I already have it installed. So yeah, I'm just gonna click on cancel. Yep, I do wanna cancel. Alright, so after Python is installed, then we need a code editor for editing the code, right? So, and my preferred one I prefer is Sublime Text, because it is super easy to set up. Like basically there's no setup at all, and it's not that complicated. Like let's say for example VS Code, which is another thing that you can use, but it's just more complex and stuff. Like wait, can I actually like view it, like a preview, something like that, like a screenshot maybe in the images? Yeah, see, it's just super duper complicated. Like look at all the stuff going around, like it's super complicated like that. But Sublime is simple and a clean interface and not too complicated and stuff. It doesn't overbloat you with features, which I think is a good thing. So yeah, that's why I prefer Sublime. Now you don't really have to use Sublime itself. There are other options, like for example you can use Atom. Atom is a good code editor. This one, Atom. I think it has a website. I don't know. Do they have a website? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they have a website, right? Pretty sure this is the website and this is the thing. Yeah, this is Atom, I think. Atom is also another popular editor. There are other ones like what else do we got? What else? For example there's this thing called PyCharm, but I personally hate it because it's like Chrome, like it takes so much RAM, so I don't really prefer that one. I don't prefer you use that one. So yeah, so then we need a way to like run the code, right? And yes, you can run the code from Sublime itself, but there's one issue. Like if you use something like while loop or something like that in your code, then if you don't stop it, you cannot terminate it with like Control C, so like it's going to be hard for you to like stop the code from running while it is executing. So yeah, you gotta like code it in a way so that it will be okay with Sublime. So I would actually prefer you to run it from a terminal like I have here. I'm using bash, and if you don't know how to install bash, you can go check out my previous video where I actually explain it, like how to install bash and everything. Yeah, next step is to like make a file. So I'm actually gonna go inside like my documents folder, and then Python. I do have something like, oh yeah, since I have YT, so YT Python, yeah, there you go. Wait, what happened? Yeah, I know that. I know it's a directory. Okay. I'm just gonna clear the thing, and yeah. So I'm inside Python folder. Like I'm here. Like here I'm also inside Python folder. Right? So I'm just gonna make a new file, and so I'm gonna say touch, and you cannot see. Let me just zoom in. Touch. Let's say file.py. Now this extension right here, see this py extension right here that I put, yeah, this is the Python extension. You need to put it there like in the file name, or it won't run as a Python file. So now it is actually a Python file. I'm gonna hit enter, and we made a new Python file. Okay, and look, as we made a Python file here, my terminal said, wow, put like this Python emoji. It's kind of cool. So now we do have a Python file here, and wow, what the hell is this font? Okay, it's fine now. So yeah, I do have a Python file here. Now I can show you the basics of like of Python, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is to like we have a console right here. Like to run a Python file, you do py. I guess py is a valid thing. Py, no, py. Okay, py is not a valid thing. I think Python 3. Oh god, Python 3 is not valid. So Python is that valid? No. Okay, that's weird. Okay, let me try. Does it work on PowerShell though? Oh, py Python. Yeah, it's not working though. Wait. I guess I just have to reinstall Python. Weird stuff. Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah. Did I actually cancel the thing like when I actually showed you? Like, did I unclick that checkbox right here? Like this one. If this checkbox is not ticked, that thing will happen. So I guess, yeah. Let me just upgrade to the new version, I guess. Well, funny how things are. It actually worked a few days ago. Like, I actually ran a code a few days ago, but like I don't know why it's just stopped working all of a sudden. Maybe it's just I tweaked a lot of stuff. It's still like, goddamn it. I'm gonna pause and come back, I guess. but yeah, I guess it's almost done. Yeah, done. Close. So now if I do, yes, let's go. Simple stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it's also showing the Python version right here, and yeah. So let's actually run this file. We can run the file by saying py or Python, I guess. Can we? No. Okay. It's py. It's py in Windows, but I guess if you're on like Mac or something, Mac or Linux, I think it's Python and then the version name. I don't know exactly how it is in Mac, but in a lot of Linux it's like this. You gotta say Python 3, and yeah, it's just a little bit of a hassle, but it's alright. Okay, and we gotta say the file name to run that file. Now nothing happened because there's nothing in our file, right? So let's actually put something in our file. So the first thing we're gonna learn in Python is this thing called print command. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, that's too much. Okay, so I'm gonna say print, and there's like this ritual in programming where like the first line of code you write is to print something into console, especially the hello world, the magic hello world. Yeah, it's a meme. I'm just kidding. So after you did that, now I can just run the file, right? Wait, nothing happened. Am I fooling you? No. You see this little dot here? That means the file is not saved. Okay, so I can now I hit Control S and it's saved, and now I can run it, and see, it just printed hello world into the terminal or console, whatever you call it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is to like show you how it works again. So now let's say we want to say like hello instead of hello world. Let's say I'm Fabin, right? Or so I would say like hello Fab, or like hey Fab. How do we do that? So how we do that is like we need a variable. Now I'll get into variables just a little bit, like a little bit after. I'll just get into the variables deeply, not that deep, but like deep enough. Deep in. Okay, that's a joke. There's a OS called deep in. That's the joke. So I'm gonna say my name, or like I think I could say name, right? Yeah, name equals. Now I need to get an input from the user, right? So I'm gonna use this thing called input command, and now we can just say input, and then what we can do is that I can do print hey, and then comma, and then name. Okay, there are other ways to print this same thing, but I'm just gonna show you this one now. So now I just gotta type my name, and it will say hey Fab. Okay, simple, right? Now when I actually run this code, if someone else run this code, they will be confused. What should I put here? Like it's asking me something, but like what should I put here? Why is it not working? So we could give like a prompt, and like we could ask them what exactly we need. Okay, for that we can say like please no, I could say like enter your name, and yeah, I think that will actually work. Now as you can see, I actually put a gap in here. Why I did that is actually, let's not put the gap. It's just for neatness, okay? It's just for neatness. Now you may be wondering how I did that, okay? So I just do Control C, and it actually gives a keyboard interrupt. thingy. So what that happens, and it just like exits the run, like it just like kills the running. Okay, it kills the execution, and like that actually like if you're stuck in a code, like maybe you're stuck in a while loop or something like that, so we can just hit Control C and it will just, you know, get you out of it. Now that is why I'm not suggesting you to run code inside Sublime itself, because you cannot do that in Sublime. I think there is a workaround that, but come on, it's just much easier to actually like do this, right? So if I now run the file, yeah, right, of course I forgot to save. This is what happens. So I'm actually gonna run the thing, and it's saying enter your name, and it's just, you see, like over here, like it's not really neat. Like look at this, there's no gap in here, right? And it just gets a bit like confusing and stuff. Like that's why I just always put a gap here. It's just my thing, it's just something I do, and I think you should also do, because it just looks more neat. Like look at this, pie clear, that's a valid thing. Well, so if I say any name, alright, of course I always forget to save it. So clear and file name, and see, it's just much more neat now. So I can say the name Fab, and it will say hey Fab, hey. So yeah, that is the basic input and output, okay? Or in other words, I/O. IO. This is what IO is. It's input and output. This is like the basic IO, okay? There are complicated IOs in Python, more complex IOs, but this is the real basic IO in Python, okay? The next thing is, I told you that this is a variable, right? This name thing is a variable, right? And now we're gonna talk about what the hell a variable is, okay? And before that, let's actually show you something else, and that is commands. Okay, now what is a command? Well, this is a command. Yeah, that is a command. Now if I actually run this code again, nothing happens. Like I have this like line here and nothing happens. That's because I put this hashtag in the front. Now if I don't put a hashtag in the front and save it, and if I run it, they're saying invalid syntax and blah blah blah. So if I put this hashtag in here, what happens is that the code, the Python interpreter will like ignore this line, okay? So the Python interpreter is what is running the code, okay? And how it works is like it goes by line. We'll go to the first line, then to the second line, to the third line, fourth line, to the last line, which is fourth line in this case. So it goes to the first line, and it just immediately sees this hashtag, and it's like, oh, I need to ignore whatever is in this line, right? And it goes to the second line and says like, oh, there's a name variable. Okay, it's there. And it's set to like the value of name variable is like an input function. So I need to get an input from the user, right? And then it gets the input, right? Sorry, I think I forgot to say, yeah. And yeah, when we run it, yeah, it gets the input first, right? It doesn't just jump immediately to the print function, does it? It only does that after getting the input, right? And that's how Python works. Like the code will be like ran line by line. Sorry if I caused that disturbance in the mic. So yeah, that's how Python works. So a variable has two parts. Variable has two parts, and first part is the name. It's the name or label of a variable. So next part is the actual data or value. So you got two parts. One is label, and this is our label in this case. In this case, it's name. And value here is the whatever this function gives us. Now I'll give an example, like my fave number, and I can say it's 2. It's 2. So yeah, it says my fave number, and it's saying it's 2. Yeah, I know you guys expected this, but no, I'm just putting 2. So look what I did here. So I put like my, and then I put an underscore, and then I said fave, and then number. Why not just put a gap? Oh, this is where things get wrong. So if I say that, and if I run it, actually I'm just gonna comment this line out because it's just gonna get messy, and also I don't need this line either. So yeah, so if you want to like temporarily disable a line of code, you can just comment it out. And yeah, that's what it means. Like if someone says comment the line out, it just means to like make it into a comment by putting a hashtag in front. That's what commenting a line out means. So I'm gonna run the file, and it's saying invalid syntax because I put gaps in here. You cannot put gaps in the variable name or label. You gotta use underscore for that. And also please note that you cannot use hyphen. You gotta use underscore. You cannot put hyphen. You gotta use underscore. And there are actually a few rules in this thing. And the rules are like you cannot have any you can only have alphanumericals, and by that I mean either numbers like this or letters like this. You cannot have anything other than alphanumerical except for the underscore. That's the only thing, the only special character that is allowed. The next thing is like the first letter should either be an underscore or a alphabet. So like U, so I can say U, and I. It's a song. It's a song. Or I can say like this shit is cool. So I can just put like a first letter as underscore, but I cannot put first letter as a number. I'm pretty sure this won't work. Let's actually run it, and yes, there's like a syntax error. So if I use this, then it should work. It does work. It does work because there are no errors, and it works. Now I can get rid of this, and it still works. It still works. So yeah, that's what I'm talking. There are a few rules like that. Now there's actually another way of writing the variables, but this is actually the Python way. And there's another way of writing variable names, and it's to like not use underscore, instead just like use capital. So like this, and next word is like is, right? So I say is. No, this shit is cool. You see, it's like like after this next word I'm capitalizing first letter, next word, then capitalizing next word, capitalizing first letters of the next word. Okay, not the first word, but the words after that. Okay, and this is actually called camel case, but the other thing, the one we did first, the one with underscores, is called snake case, because Python is a snake, right? So yeah, in Python we use snake case, but we can use any type of case if you want, but it's always preferred to use snake case. It's just everybody does it, so if you try to use something else, you would have a hard time trying to collab with others. Okay, you cannot share your file to someone else and like have them work in it, because it's gonna get messy if you do that. Alright, so you gotta like follow some rules just so that everyone else can use your code. Okay, so yeah, next is like different types of variables, or like different types of data that you can store in a variable. And so I'm just gonna say data types. Now these are not the only data types that there are more data types, but these are like the basic data types. Okay, and the first one is a string, and the string is it's just like it's just some word or sentence or paragraph, whatever. Okay, so I can say hello, and that is a string. Now I can say hello there, that is also a string. If I can say hello there, how are you today, that is also a string. Okay, now there are two ways to make a string. One way is to do this, like double quotes. Use double quotes at both ends, like I done here, or I could just use single quotes in both sides, and that also works, right? Now, why the usefulness of doing this is like hello there, how's your dog doing? Okay, now I can see put the apostrophe or the quote symbol over here, right? So how's your dog doing? I can say that with the double quotes, but if I use single quotes here, what happens is that it gets terminated over here, like this, like from here to here, it's a string, but after the words, it's not a string. Okay, it's not a string, it's invalid, so that's why we gotta use the double quotes. That's the usefulness of the double quotes. That's why you use the double quotes, like that's the use case of double quotes. Okay, otherwise you can just stick to single quotes, no problem. And yeah, so that's one thing. Now the next thing is like actually making a paragraph. And to make a paragraph, you need to like put like 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes, both work. Actually 3 single quotes in the front and 3 single quotes in the back. So you can put whatever you want in here. Okay, you can put like whole sentences. Oops, I forgot the equal sign. Yes, you need to do the equal sign so that it will be a variable. So I can say hello there, this is a freaking paragraph. Yeah. And now if I actually try to do that here, then wow, what the hell? Yes, it doesn't work, because this is like single line string, this is a multiple line string. Okay, that's the difference. And yeah, I'm just gonna like actually, okay, so yeah, that is string and one single line string and multiple line strings. Now let's move on to the next one. Next tag is an integer. Okay, so what is an integer? And an integer is just a number. it's a positive, or it's all the positive numbers like 10, 56, or even 69, or negative ones like negative 90, or negative 43, or negative 69. Yeah, cool, right? Or also 0 is also integer, but what you cannot do is like put like the decimal point and something else in the trailing. Okay, you cannot have a decimal point in a integer. Okay, that's something you need to watch out for. Okay, now if you want numbers which has a decimal point, we use the next type, which is float. Now float itself is a keyword. As you can see, if I do int, it's a keyword. If I do string, it's a keyword. So I need to use something that is not a keyword. Oh, that's another rule in naming a variable. You cannot use keywords when naming a variable. Or like if you already have a function, don't use that function's name as a variable. That is also something you gotta watch out for. And as I cannot use float, I'm just gonna do like underscore float. Okay, yeah, the usefulness of underscores. So I can say that it is like 9.9. Simple numbers, right? So yeah, that's one way to. That's how float point numbers work. And yeah, the next one is boolean. And yeah, that is a keyword, so I gotta say boolean fully. And boolean is a true or false value. Okay. It's like a on-off switch. Okay, you either have it in on or off. It's a binary thing. Okay, so yeah, I can set it to true or I can set it to false. Now we will learn more about booleans later on, because it is super useful to learn everything about booleans, because it really is. Damn. And yeah, I guess I covered everything. I think I covered everything, because like, yeah, I think these are all the basics. If I missed out on anything, feel like a pattern expert already, you can comment down below saying what I actually missed on, so I can actually add that to the next tutorial so everybody can learn stuff. Okay, I'm gonna teach the later stuff like the list